Welcome to The Loop. We're here with Alex Blum, who is the co-founder of Relay Delivery. He's from Chile, the country, Santiago.
Yeah.
Grubhub, DoorDash, and Uber Eats are vying to become the dominant players in an industry estimated to generate billions of dollars over the next several years. The investment market clearly supports this prediction, as DoorDash has raised over $1 billion and despite never turning a profit, is valued at over $7 billion. New York-based Relay Delivery is also in this space, but recognized a business opportunity helping restaurants directly. They deliver orders from hundreds of restaurants to thousands of New Yorkers every month, and Relay is making a profit. Let's hear directly from founder Alex Blum where Relay is situated and where it is headed. Where would you like to go?
How about we just do a stroll?
By the way, it's my favorite way to cruise New York.
Yeah.
Is a real stroll. Talk to me about your what brought you to the United States.
Yeah, so was born and raised in Santiago and then came to the States for college. I went to school in North Carolina, then found my way into technical recruiting. They opened an office in Brooklyn, and I, at that point, really wanted to move to the East Coast. I was actually fired from that job for another long story.
I'm so curious about this, and I want to nail it. You were leaving your job.
Yep.
Against your will, and that's in part.
Yep.
All of a sudden, you're thinking about the inefficiencies of restaurant delivery. You had this epiphany.
Yeah, and just like I think it happened like walking down the street kind of a thing. Just kind of dawned on me that restaurants were employing delivery guys for their restaurant and only for their restaurant, and that there's an opportunity here. You know, if there's a delivery being done somewhere, instead of having that courier go back 10, 15 blocks, you could route him to, you know, the restaurant across the street to pick up the next delivery. And that was it. And I was basically off to the races at that point.
You founded or co-founded Relay Delivery. Tell us sort of what they do and kind of how it came to be.
Relay is a B2B restaurant food delivery service. It's potentially one of the least sexy businesses to start, but if somebody orders from a restaurant that works with us, you know, either calling the restaurant directly or placing an order through the restaurant's website or through, you know, a third-party aggregator like a Seamless or a Grubhub or a Delivery.com, we will automatically dispatch the nearest bike courier to pick up and fulfill that order. What happens when you have your own team of delivery guys is there has to be a return trip back to the restaurant, which is an empty-handed trip, which is called a deadhead. And it happens with delivery guys in New York City and across the country, you know, a lot. In the city, at least 150,000 times a day.
So when thinking about this inefficiency, did you write a business plan?
No, I did not write a business plan. I spoke to as many restaurant owners that would give me the time of day. The bingo moment was I actually look in the yellow pages for a company that will allow me to outsource my deliveries. When I heard that a couple times, I was like, these are hot leads. Like, these are, if my name were in the yellow pages, these people would be reaching out to me and asking for my business. And kind of at that point, I was pretty convinced that there's a business opportunity. You know, I started talking to potential co-founders. Because I had done technical recruiting, I like had a general idea of the type of engineer that one would want to build this. I met with Mike. I remember it was a cool, we met at a restaurant that ended up being one of our customers.
Okay.
He said something along the lines of like, I get pitched ideas from, you know, friends and family all the time. This is the first one that I feel like if we don't do it, somebody else is going to do it, and so we should do it.
That's the setup. Okay. That makes
now
we're starting to get to the nitty-gritty of it. What are you missing? Are you raising capital? Are you hiring? If you had capital, where would you be spending it?
Yeah, we're not raising capital, at least at the moment. I'd say the biggest constraint, I've spent a lot of time recently doing recruiting. I'm looking for more salespeople.
Where do you hope the business will be 3 to 5 years from now?
I'd hope that we're in multiple cities at that point. I think that is more obvious to me, to expand to other cities than to try and find, other products that we could deliver.
Got it. And if you had to pick your next city, maybe you already have, where might that be?
The problem that we're solving here is that 10-minute return trip to the restaurant, right? It takes about 10 minutes on a bike in New York. In LA, that could be 35 minutes in traffic. And so potentially the market out there in LA or Denver is a lot larger because of that wastage. But I think it might make sense to try to pick off a closer by city first.
What metrics do you sort of follow most closely?
Yeah, we are pretty obsessed with efficiency, just like how quickly we're delivering. Kind of all for naught if we're very efficient, but deliveries are getting done very late. That's not a good thing. If a person that's placing the order isn't happy, then that's ultimately not good for us either. So that's another metric that we track pretty religiously.
Talk to me about the competitors and kind of what you guys do maybe better than they do.
A Grubhub or a DoorDash or a Postmates are somewhat competitive because they're in like the same delivery space. But to give you an example, like we work with so many restaurants that are using Relay for all their deliveries and also are on DoorDash for DoorDash deliveries and on Postmates. So it's not we're not mutually exclusive, I guess, is one way to put it.
UPS is notorious
Yep.
for tracking the whereabouts and the efficiency of their employees.
Sure.
Are you as meticulous?
So UPS is more obsessed with like route optimization, which to a certain extent we are too, but less so.
They must have good data engineers.
Oh, for sure, absolutely, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of data to crunch through. We are less focused on optimizing the actual routes. My co-founder and I have done a lot of deliveries in our day. You actually spend not that much time on your bike when doing deliveries. It's a lot of time spent, parking the bike and locking it up, or waiting for a freight elevator, and the stops are really what slow you down.
Got it. Or you've had slightly different insights.
Yeah.
It's a different business.
It is.
What keeps you up at night about the business? What are your biggest fears?
That we have this incredible opportunity in front of us, and part of what keeps me up at night is making sure that we don't squander it.
Tell me about your personal life. Is this overwhelmed your personal life, this startup?
In the beginning,
you've been at it for 5 years.
Yeah, I've been at it for 5 years. I've been dating the same woman for almost as long, and we're actually getting married in a couple of weeks.
Congratulations.
So that's, I think that's helped.
helped.
Yeah, no, absolutely, congratulations. Starting a business is hard, and my friends have albums of me kind of with my laptop out at the Knicks game or at the bar, kind of dealing with a restaurant that had some type of problem or another. And so I think I found someone that was willing to put up with that, and I'm marrying her.
I feel like I'm missing something from the story. At some point you decided, I'm not going to work for someone else, and I'm going to go with this.
But it wasn't.
Which is an amazing step.
Yeah,
in someone's evolution.
Yeah, I certainly enjoy, working for someone, I guess. But now I feel like I work for my employees. Our employees. Yeah, I've always.
But there was no one that you emulated that said, "Man, I want that." This person did it on their own. There was no mentor or.
Like all my friends will tell you, I constantly am pitching, mostly bad business ideas.
Uh-huh.
I think some are better than others, but generally not good ones.
Yeah.
But just always as an exercise almost. The same way somebody likes to work out, I sincerely enjoy working through a business plan, or this is, this could be an opportunity, and trying to puncture holes in how that could work. It's just a fun thing to do.
But did your academics support that?
No, I studied public policy, so Yeah, I like no.
I feel
yeah.
like this is a puzzle I
know.
can't crack, and I'm loving
Yeah,
it. By
no.
the way, do you know what I mean? It's
Sure.
like I've never seen the template before, and I've talked. I talk to entrepreneurs, not just in Loretto as much as we enjoy it, frequently.
Sure.
And maybe the truth is that people backfill their history to support a narrative of what may or may not be true.
No.
Maybe I've been deceived.
I don't think you have. I think that's like norm, and I'm not saying that I deviate from the norm somehow.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, and right, and there would.
It's incredible.
Right, if this didn't interest me,
You'd be
I would
on.
have put it down and left
And
it so
never
long
look
ago.
back.
Oh yeah.
Very interesting. This is great. I feel like we're getting to the core that I like to get to. Just there's so many avenues to go. When you think about that last mile delivery, when you think of the value added to the customer, do you feel as though they're prepared to pay for the cost of that value add?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'd say it costs more than what people would suspect to deliver food.
Of course.
I think we're in like this weird spot right now where there are billions of dollars subsidizing that, and so that has distorted the market, right? I do suspect that if you were to pull that money out, it's not like the demand would evaporate overnight and prices rise, but I do think there would be some there inevitably would be some shrinkage. Prices would go up and fewer people would order.
And you think it's that elastic, the demand for delivery?
Yeah, I think it's fairly elastic. Maybe in a city like New York, it's less so. This has been studied. Like, food delivery is not a recession-proof kind of thing. If the economy's not doing well and folks have less money in their pocket, they're not gonna order delivery from somewhere. They're gonna, cook at home.
Are you losing money per order?
We're not.
Which is why you're not raising capital.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
And growth, so wonderful.
Yeah.
You're profitable. Talk to me about where growth comes from. More restaurants?
More restaurants. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty true and tried formula, right? Increase revenue, decrease costs. And that's kind of, we really try to focus on those two things, and then making sure that orders don't arrive late. We deliver over 500,000 orders a month.
Wow.
And our average delivery time from when a customer places an order to when they receive their food is like 28 minutes. That's great, and like I'm very happy and proud of that. But what is very exciting to me is the amount of space to improve on that we have identified.
Well, I can't thank you enough for participating.
Thanks for having me, Brent.
In Loretto.
Yeah, awesome.
In the loop. We wish you luck in Relay and
Thank you.
extracting all the efficiencies and growth out of it.
Yep.
Expanding to new cities.
That's
and
right.
We really appreciate you being on here.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you, bud.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We had this idea to invite artists and collectors to come into a warehouse
You rented the space?
with a handshake deal. Most of the people who were selling with us started to say, I'm actually starting to make enough money. I could quit my day job.
Does dancing break out?
Yes, we encourage a dance party at all times. Hey,
Oh.
dance break! Oh my God, it's just like the market.